Hi, Julie Torrance here. So, working still in my gardener's field notebook. Now, I've got this journal pulled together here. So, here's my pages. And we'll go over those on another video in more detail. But this is the cover. These are some of the pages. And there's the back cover. So, we're going to work. I need to make pockets and tags, decorate tags and stuff. So I left one sheet of paper out so we could use it kind of as a measuring guide. So one of the first things I pulled, I've got some blanks. That's what I call them. But this is made with maps and it has tuck spots. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is ink it up. And let me see if I can, sorry if I jiggled you. I just moved a wire. Okay, let's get this, because the way it is right now, I can't tell the top from the bottom because I can't even see the thumb holes, but they're there. But this is just a little fold out of pockets that I made from Map Page. I got the inspiration from Camellia Craft Designs, which is the woman that runs that channel is Julie, and she did it with Book Page, and she did a beautiful job. I did mine. I mean, mine are different, but I got the idea from her, so I will link her channel. That helps. I can see the thumb holes now. Okay, how about this side? I know starting out with inking is a little anticlimactic, but it is necessary. And this is what you're going to be doing. Julie, we want to see the process. Well, these are the things that you maybe don't notice when they're there, but when they're not there, you think, something's missing. Okay, I think we've got that good, and I can see it better. So I'll be gluing it in here. So we don't need to decorate that, but it will probably be this way. So this will be the front. Okay, what about one of our snippets? We made these snippets together. Well, what do you say? I'm going to tear it. This is what we made them for. No reason to hoard them. I love it. I love the color. I love everything. All right, I'm going to just tear the bottom. Yeah, I like that. Glue her up. So what's on your desk? Today is Tuesday. We're in the middle of August. And right now, I have every light on in this house because it is so dark. We had a threat of rain yesterday, and it didn't really start to rain till supper time. And now again, it is so threatening. It really looks more like an autumn sky than a summer sky. But trust me, we'll have some more high heat. I just know we will before the month is over. Okay, that seems to be down. Yep. All right, needs more. Let's get these smalls from Tina, Shabby Dabby Doodah. I got some little small ephemera. And let's see. I guess these are embellishments, not ephemera. I get that all mixed up. Ephemera and... here's a face. Ephemera and embellishments. See, now I like that face there really well. What else? What else? I'm thinking she could use a little bit of book page, and I've got this gray book page that I put leftover paint on, and that might be just the ticket for this. I'm going to try to get sort of an ovalish shape, but I had leftover acrylic paint that I didn't want to just waste, so I hurried up and put it on a piece of book page. Okay, a little big, a little wide, but is it really? Let's look at her. Yeah, it can get a little bit smaller. That's more like it. Okay. Let's glue this down. So my last video, I was making these snippets. So if you had joined me, thank you so much, because I think it's going to make today go even faster and fun. All right, I want her to be a little bit straight. Okay. What do you think? I think that's a pretty front cover. Maybe something here, a little butterfly. I cut a lot of butterflies out of this pack here. It looks quite minuscule. Let's see if I might have a bigger one. Now I have the leftover from Bugs and Butterfly Journal. Let's see. I've got things kind of stacked up here. That's not it. Well, that's too small. I know that. I've got some of my own summer things. This looks more like the right size. Not nuts about the color. No. Let's see. No, it's not sending me. I like this one better. It's too big. Too big, too small, too big, too small. All right, let's figure this out. I've got this little leaf. Oh yeah, well, that's all she needed. That's all she needed was a little leaf. And let's just plop that on there. One of these seemed a little loose. There we go. I'm trying to tuck it under. There we go. Perfect. Okay, there's page 1. Now we need to do these 3. Should I try another snippet? Yeah, I'm going to take a good portion of this one. I like that. Yes. Maybe this way. Okay. Glue her down before we change our minds. So this journal is already spoken for, which is exciting. There we go. Okay, that looks good. The map shows through the tracing paper nice, but the stamping still adds another cool layer. I have some stickers that have greenery here. I think some greenery would be cool, like here. These are too little. Maybe up a little bit. it's a little wide. Let's just see. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. Now see, I like this one better. Maybe I'm going to have it a little bit higher up. And let's see if I can find another little something. That's too big. Well, is it? No, that's not too big. Okay, let's get that on there. You know how handy I am with stickers. She says with a touch of fear in her voice. Okay, let's get that on. I like that little bee. I think that's fun. It's getting darker and darker, folks. I'm really sorry if the lighting goes kaflooey, but as I said, I'm lit up like a cathedral. The people living on the other side of the lake can see everything I'm doing. They probably wonder what in the world I'm doing. Okay. Concentrate and find a spot. There we go. That looks sweet. Oh, that was my Alexia. Who knows what she was trying to tell me, but we're not going to worry about it. All right, a little flower. These might be too little. Yep, looks like I had about 3 of them there. And a bow. No, it's not too anything. It's kind of nice. Wouldn't mind that there. Okay. Let's keep her going. Yeah, so the weather's been, I suppose it's seasonal. Really, nothing surprises me here. Okay, I like that. Sure. Okay, this one. Something bigger, something bolder. We got kind of little, and it's cute, but I want to go bigger. Let's see. What have we got going on here? Now, this is from my summer collection. See? That's what I'm talking about. A couple of leaves, maybe. Here's the leaves. Let's see here. Let's get those on. But the leaves have to go first. I don't know if you could hear it, but my air conditioning just kicked on, and here I am sitting here in long sleeves. It's not really cold, but if it was warmer, we would say it's humid. Since it's cooler, it's more like damp. But I think essentially it's the same thing, high humidity. But, you know, rained all night, so what are we thinking about, huh? Okay, I like this. So those leaves that I just glued on, and this big old orange flower, this is from my summer printables that are on PM Artist Studio where it's a download printable and you can fussy cut and use them just like I am. And I think they're cool. If I say so myself. How about a butterfly for this one? Upside down. I don't think that's too big. Let's go for it. Bigger, brighter, bolder. Those are my words for 2023. And that's what I am striving to do. Now, I cut the antenna off. So I'm going to grab a marker and put the antenna back. Kind of attach them to the head, huh? Okay. All right, I'm liking this. Now, sorry for my arm. Okay, this one. I think it wouldn't hurt to go snip it again and then see what we can do, because this is like all smalls. This is obviously big and bold. So maybe this one. This is the last one on that strip. Yeah, let's go with this one. I'm just tearing the top off. Are we too sticky? Nah. We can force a little more. All right. Okay, good, good. Now, as per always, could use a little something over here. Let's see. I know that I've got some smaller flowers in here. I like that red one. How about that? I like that. Okay. Turn this over. Use it again. Let's get our 3 little flowers here in a row. I should put the middle one in first. Then it's easier to get the other ones kind of spaced decently. I'm excited about this journal, but I'm also excited to just get this, my little ephemera basket recovered. All right, what are we thinking? I think this looks good. So now we need, okay, we got there, these 3, so we just need here. Should we go big again? Why not? Let's get the bigger flowers out. There's some bigger in here, like this one. But this one might be too wide. I guess it goes this way. I could have it like that. Yes, I could. And now the leaves. Put 2 down and 1 up. I think so. Okay. So there's somebody who follows me. her name is, I want to say Marcia. She went ahead and did some watercolor on her own from looking at watercolor tutorials. One of mine, I guess, is in there too. And she did a remarkable job. It's just beautiful. And so I encouraged her to scan them. Don't just cut them. Scan them and then fussy cut. And she said, oh, I'm already fussy cutting, so that's good. She said even her husband liked them. She did a great job. But it's encouraging, you know, when things like that occur. Let whoever is inspiring you, if you have the opportunity, let them know. Because it's kind of partly why we do this. You know, we're putting out our YouTube videos because we want to encourage people to do this. All right, I'm looking in here. I kind of like this blue frame. I think that'll look nice right there. Okay, now I think we've got this one licked. Yep, because that's going to be the glue down. Okay, in the basket it goes. Good for us. All right, let's grab another something or another here. What have I got? Okay, I made these. Don't laugh. But I made it out of a scrap from making the cover, inside cover. So I just cut it on an angle and then folded it because it was still 12 inches long. So I folded it on the 4 inches, and I thought this could make a fun pocket, don't you think? So let's glue it together. Should I ink it up a little bit? Let's do that. I get so afraid that as I shuffle things around on my table, I'm going to knock things off. I'm going to head into the ground espresso, and I'm going to do it right on here. Oh, let's turn it over. For me, this makes the inking go a little bit faster, and I like the idea of a frame. And if I get some ink on the other side, you know, from setting it on here, that's fine too. Okay, and now this side, same thing. Using up the scraps, folks. I really don't want to have a big old container of scraps. Not that I think that's a bad thing. I just don't have the room. Okay. Nope. Did I get all the edges? Yes, I'd say yes. Okay, gluing it together. So I need to glue it along this bottom. And then here, can you see? Here. And now this bottom. Little paper towel. That's pretty. Okay, now let's just grab, this is my, kind of like my testing. See? Won't that look nice? Now there's going to be things in here, and I think we'll tuck things in the back. So I don't know that I'm going to do a whole lot of decorating on this. Just maybe a little something right there. What are your thoughts? I think that will be just a little something right here. Like what? I'm going into the small bend here. Her with the big hair. And a flower. I like that. Would benefit from a leaf. I've got one of my own leaves that's small. Yeah, okay, that's good. The pink flower, I call them roses, but honestly, they might not be. Thinking maybe peony. Okay. She's fine. The leaf is fine. Let's get the leaf on first. Oh, now I'm working on the back of that thing. And this. And then the flower. I don't want to cut off the pocket. I don't think we're going to have something quite this far down. Okay. In the bin. Yay. Let's cap up some of these glues. I'm just noticing I've got everything wide open. Oh yeah. That's what I was afraid of. There we go. Get her going. Art glitter glue is amazing. I will never deny it, but boy, it can sure glue itself shut. All right, have I just like glued this book to the table as it seems? Okay. We can maybe turn this over here. All right, now, okay, this is from that master board that we made together. It's on a 12 by 12, and I cut it up to make pockets. So let's make a long, skinny pocket. Remembered my hole punch. Good. I think this will look nice. But as much as I need pockets, and I really do, I also need things to go in the pockets. But we've got some tags coming up. Okay, now, what? Let's see. Grabbing into the summer flowers. This is a gardener's book. I've got things left over from Bugs and there's a couple of bugs from my Bugs and Butterfly journal. And so those might be fun. Maybe instead of this one, I have this caterpillar and flower, flower, third flower, and let's go into the leaves. Okay, let's get these guys down. I like it that it's gonna be reminiscent of the cover. If I end up using it in that journal, I probably will. I'm just inking up these edges. When I put these on the cover, they really stood out as like white, bright, and they needed a little help. All right, let's get the caterpillar on. And I realize this pocket is bent up a little bit. It'll relax. Okay. And this beetle. Good. All right. Leaf. And there's leaves all over this. And flower. Cute. Another flower. Nice. Another leaf, maybe a little bigger. And another flower. That'll be a nice pocket. I like it. I'm going to grab the... Look. Nice. Okay. Put it in the basket. Yay. The basket is looking so much better. Okay. I cut this. Well, it's an offcut, but we'll just save that. I'm reaching in just a little bit to pick out things that are a little different. Okay, another square pocket. You know, I think with this one, I'm just going to put let's get a thumb hole in it and ink it up. I'm not going with all the colors that I have in the past because I don't know what color I'm going to be ever putting these in. But right now, if we're thinking about the current journal, this is the best color because it's supposed to look like the gardener's hands have been, you know, in it. So there's a little crumb there. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think it can use a little something, but what? Here's more of these things that came with the kit. I saved that paper out. Is it here? So the kit that I'm using for the gardening, it's My Favorite Paper is the name of the shop, Vintage Botanical Field Notes Journal Kit. She's brand new. It's the only thing she has is that one kit. And I just love it. Okay, see, I like that. Let's go with that. And I'm going to do this over my glue book, because my little sponge is starting to shed. And when they start shedding, those little crumbs make a mess. So how do you take care of that? I cut it off. There. Start new. Okay. Let's glue this one down. Okay. It's got a little flower there. I think it would be cool if we had a little something going up. Let's see with these stickers, because I've got some red flowers that I think would complement that, like this. Yeah, I think that looks nice more in this way. Either way, let's stick it down. It got a little lighter. Thank heavens. Okay. I like that. All right, I've got to tip it up a little bit because it's shiny. Okay. A little something down here. Let's go to the little bit bigger. Let's do that. I've got a purple frame and a blue butterfly. Yes. Okay, this is a nice pocket. Yes, I like that. Okay. In the basket. And let's pull out something else. Now I have another one of these, and I folded it in the opposite direction. I can see, though, that my fold is just a touch off. Well, when we glue it down, we'll be the boss. Let's go ahead and, this doesn't take long to decorate up. So let's do that. This is from a very old paper pad from Tim Holtz. I don't know how long it's been since he stopped doing the 12 by 12s, but I know it's been a while. But I bought this at Tuesday morning. Honestly, it's got to be 5 years or more. 5 years is probably conservative. We just need to get some right here. Okay. Good. Right here. Very nice. All right, let's glue it up. So I need to glue it here and here. And glue it where I want it, not where it thinks it wants to go. And now just along the bottom, I'm using the art glitter glue because it holds quick. It doesn't take a lot. And that's why I like it so much. I'm just going to hold this for a minute because I'm kind of working the fold different than what it wants to go. There we go. All right, now we know we've got this. These are going to be a lot covered, but just a little something there. Maybe even just a butterfly. That would be fine. I don't know how that fits into my big and bold, but that's what we're putting on there. And I will draw some antenna on. I'm closing up all these glues before I'm crying. Okay, grab a marker. Just had one. There we go. I think that looks fine. I really do. Because again, we're going to have pocket stuffing. Okay. We are moving along. Couple more. Another one of these. Why not? Why not, she says. Okay. Get a thumb hole. Hey, we've got an idea. How about making an edge like this? This is like a lacy edge. So when I do this, I like, people start right on the edge. I like to know that the middle is a nice cut. Uh-oh. There we go. Now I'm gonna need to move. Match up the pictures. And match up the pictures. And there we have it. That's nice. You know, instead of just a thumb hole. And then maybe on the bottom, how about a little piece of lace? Now I've got my whole lace kit here, but here's where I have some of the smaller, like that. How does that fit? I know it's not quite long enough, but let's tack that on, and then we can put a little something there on the corner. And I'm just seeing if I can figure out, this looks like the back to me. Just clean the nozzle off a bit. This is poster board and foam adhesive, but fabric to paper it will do, according to Beacon. And my experience has been that's exactly what it does. It's kind of drooping like clothes on the line. There we go. Okay. That's cute. Now, a little something there. Let's see. Are these flowers all too big? Oh, and we could put a bee. And how about this? A flower and a leaf. Yes, I love it when I can make decisions quick. This is all going so well, it's almost scaring me. Okay, so this leaf and this flower is from my fall collection. But you can see it's going to take you a lot further than just autumn. But there are a lot of the more autumn colors in that set. Plus there's pumpkins and squash and, you know, those kinds of things. But there's bees, and bees are pretty much anytime plants are out. Okay, let's give that a check. Now see, I think that's just adorable. With a nice frou-frou, something sticking out. Great, great, great. Okay, well, folks, you have helped me tremendously. Let's just see if we can recap a bit. And don't worry, there's more to be done, but not this moment. All right, let's see. I'm grabbing my little kit here. So we've got that one that we just did. We've got this one. And we've got this one. Those are pretty. And then we did this one, which is even more curly. And this one. And then we did this one, which is the multi-fold. So there's it wide open and folding and folding. Okay, well, I want to thank you for helping me get through this ephemera. And as I say, this isn't even enough for one journal, and my box is empty. So please consider subscribing. Thumbs up for liking. If you haven't subscribed yet, today's a great day. I look forward to seeing you in another video. Bye.